Fancy, and I'll be the MC for this evening. Propping and Secure Her Virtual Conference is an extraordinary experience designed exclusively for intentional Black businesswomen who aspire to take their ventures to new heights and build a secure and prosperous future. Thank you all for returning. This is night 2. So if you're tuning in for the first time, I like for you to drop a 1 in the chat. And then if you're tuning in for the second night, then you can also drop a 2 in the chat. And when I say the chat, we actually have 2 chats. The chat that we have here within the virtual event itself, and then there's also for those who are watching live on Facebook, because we want to know, what you guys thought or are thinking as well. So last night we talked a lot about personal development and money matters, how to change our mindsets and habits, a little bit about investing and savings, and more. If you are oh, okay, I'm about to read some again. Y'all see, I am reading, but let's get into night 2. Basically, I won't hold you all long since I already kind of shared what the basis or the inspiration for this event was last night. So our first speaker tonight is the collab queen. Meet Deanna Jean, a Brooklyn-born master connector and business strategist with over 15 years of sales and executive leadership experience. She's also a proud wife, mom of 3, and a breast cancer survivor. Through the Success Tribe, she brings experts together to grow and scale their businesses through aligned collaborations. So let's learn all about how we can better collaborate. I'm going to bring Deanna on stage now. All right. It's all yours, Deanna.
Great. Thank you so much, Fancy. Y'all, I'm so excited to be here. My name is Deanna Jean, and I am your collab queen. And experts come to me when they are ready to enhance their visibility, their impact, and their revenue. But the experts that I work with, they want to do that through aligned collaborations and connections. And we do that through the Success Tribe. And tonight, I'm going to give y'all a little sneak peek into some of the ways that we do that, some of the ways that we create opportunities to ensure that we are building strong collaborations that are getting us closer and closer to our ideal clients. And as I'm doing that, I would love to know, because I can't see your faces, please drop in the chat. Let me know, because this is my first night of the summit. Let me know where you are popping in from. And also tell me a little bit about your business and the business that you lead and run, because I would love for this to try to be a little bit of a conversation, even though I know that you guys I won't be able to see as much of you as I would like to. So here's the idea behind collaboration. If you're anything like me, you've had collaborations in the past that have gone left, collaborations that have gone wrong. Anybody here who's ever had a collaboration that's gone wrong, put a 1 in the chat. A collaboration where people were supposed to show up and they were supposed to do things that they didn't do. See, we're getting quick ones now. Didn't do things that they were supposed to do. Collaboration where you were supposed to execute something, they were supposed to execute something and they didn't. Collaborations where people didn't, where they fell through, where they didn't do what they said that they were going to do, when they told you maybe they had a bigger audience than they did. Maybe you found that there was just not a good vibe check between you, so your personalities didn't mesh. So for y'all, Khadijah, we saw, and of course Fancy, y'all just put in the chat for you, what is one of your biggest challenges around collaboration? One of the biggest challenges that I had around collaboration when I started was that because I am such a collaboratively hearted person, because I'm the type of person where I want to be able to see everybody win, what would happen is that I would go into conversations with the best intentions, and somebody's like, hey, let's collab. And I'm like, yep, let's do it. Let's collab. And a lot of times there was one of 3 things that would happen. Either I would end up doing most of the work, right? Or the way that the collab was presented was something different than what really happened, or the collab didn't give me an ROI. Because at the end of the day, we got to remember, as business owners, if we're collaborating, we need to be collaborating for a purpose of getting more clients, getting in front of more clients. Collaboration is a great way for you to be able to ensure that you can get in front of more warm clients that you yourself don't have to go out and find. Yeah, so Khadijah said, finding people that are committed as you are. I feel you, Khadijah. Same thing here. So this is what I want y'all to know. There are ways to be able to find strong collaborations, but most importantly, there are only 3 different types of people that you need to know if you are looking for how to find good collaborators. Who are the people that I need to know? Social media can be very overwhelming. If you're overwhelmed by the number of DMs you get, by the amount of people that come across your feed on social media every day, just put a 3 in the chat. Just put a 3 in the chat. You got Instagram, you got Facebook, you got LinkedIn, you got the kids in the background if they're anything like my kids, right? And then we got Threads now too. Who's on Threads? We got Threads now too, especially LinkedIn. So Khadijah, I feel you on that. I talk to people a lot about LinkedIn. But what if you only had to look for 3 specific type of people? What if there were only 3 specific type of people that you had to pay attention to in order to get access to more warm clients? If there were only 3 people that you had to look for on social media to know that these are the people that I should pursue, these are the people that I should have relationships with, would it make it easier for you to find and build strong collaborations? Just put a yes or a no in the chat. If you only have to look for 3 types of people, 3 types of people. Yes, perfect. Well, here's what I want you to know. I'm going to tell you exactly who those 3 types of people are today. And I'm going to make it easy for you because they all start with a C. All right. Y'all ready? If you're ready, go ahead and put a ready in the chat and we're going to get it going. The first type of person. Yes, here we go. The first type of person that you want to make sure that when you're curating a social media ecosystem and you want to make sure that that ecosystem is tight, the first type of person that you want to look for is a champion. Put champion in the chat for me. A champion. These are cool people. Champions are going to be the people who are likers, lovers, and lurkers when we look at social media, right? So here's what I want you to do. Go to your, if you have another device available, if you can open another tab, what I want you to do is I want you to go to your social media channel of choice. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Threads, whatever it may be, right? And I want you, when you open up your social media channel of choice, right? Make sure it's your best one, your favorite one. I want you to look at your last 3 to 5 posts. And I want you to notice if you see any trends of people who have liked or loved all of those posts. Let me know if you see any trends. Just real quick. It's a real quick, like 10-second thing. Scroll through. Do you notice any trends of people who have liked or loved your last 3 to 5 posts? When you find those people, when you find that trend, guess what? You have found champions. Your champions are going to be people who are excited about the work that you are doing. They're excited about it. And guess what? These are people that are very likely going to be able to say your name in rooms where you're not present, right? Here's the key part about champions that you want to be looking out for. Look at those 3 to 5 people. First, make sure that you're clear about your ideal client, because if you're not clear about your ideal client, none of these 3 types of people that we're going to talk about, it won't work, right? But when you're looking at these 3 to 5 people that are champions, that liked and loved and lurked over your content, ask yourself 2 questions. Does this person have credibility and influence with my ideal client? If you can find likers, lovers, and lurkers who have liked your last 3 to 5 posts, who each have credibility with your ideal client, and they have influence with them, meaning the things that they say, people are going to take their recommendations, guess what? Those are champions. These are people who will say your name in rooms when you are not there. They are people who can get you closer to your ideal client just by being in a room, being in a space, being on a post when you're not there, and knowing that you have something that you can offer your ideal client, and being willing to tag you in a post, being willing to recommend you for a summit, being willing to take the opportunity to make sure that you know about something that is going on. So the first type of person is your champion. They are going to say your room and they're going to say your name in rooms where you're not present, right? They're going to duplicate you in situations. And the most important thing is that you want to make sure that they have influence and credibility with your ideal client. And what do you need to do with them? You need to make sure that that person always knows what you have going on. They should know when you have an event happening. They should know when you are having a launch. They should know when you're going to be speaking somewhere, because you want that person to be able to tell your ideal client when they see them, hey, you need to go and see Deanna at the Profit and Secure Her conference. Hey, you need to come and check Fancy out at the Collabs in Cancun retreat that we're having in October, right? So your champion is the first type of person, all right? Here's the most important thing, y'all. When we talk through these things, I want to make sure that I'm always giving actionable, doable strategies. So if that strategy of finding a champion and making sure that they are equipped with the things that they need to be able to say your name in a room when you're not present, being able to tag you in things, if that was an actionable, doable thing that you feel like you can do tomorrow, put a yes in the chat. All right. And as we're getting our yeses in there, hopefully, we're going to move on to the next. Yay. Boom. Already think about how you can reach your champions. I love it. All right. Number 2, the second type of person that you should be looking for on social media. Remember, only 3 types of people. You don't need anybody else with these 3 types of people. The second type of person is you want to look for who I call your aligned collaborators. Who are your aligned collaborators? Remember, everything has a foundation of making sure first that you know who your ideal client is. Your aligned collaborators are going to be the people who serve your ideal client, but they serve them differently than you do. Here is a hack. Think about people. First of all, think your ideal client in your head. Everybody got a picture of that ideal client in their head. Think about 3 different types of people. The people that your ideal client would work with to get prepared to work with you. The people that they would work with to get prepared to work with you. That's a good aligned collaborator for you to have in your ecosystem that will get you closer to your ideal client. Second type of person. A person that your ideal client would work with while they work with you to enhance the work. That's a second type of person that you want to be thinking about as a collaborator. And the third type of person is someone that you can graduate your ideal client to after they finish working with you. Why are these 3 important? The person before is important because if you're anything like me, you will get people that want to work with you that might not qualify yet, right? They might be a good fit. They might have goodwill. They're willing to do the work, but they haven't completed the prerequisites to work with you yet. If you've ever experienced that, put a me in the chat. Somebody comes to you, they're like, oh, I'm vibing with this person. This person's amazing. And then you ask them about their experience in a specific area. And you're like, dang, you need a little bit more before you can work with me. How cool would it be instead of you saying, I can't work with you or taking them on and not being able to serve them well, to have an aligned collab partner that you can recommend to them that you know is going to bounce them right back to you when they're done. That's why you need somebody that works with them before. Why works with them during? Remember, there are also going to be things that our clients need that are going to enhance the result that they get when they work with us, right? You don't just want them getting a regular result. You want them to get an enhanced result. So if you have collab partners that can help enhance the work that y'all are doing together, that works too, right? But then finally, the reason that you want somebody that you can graduate your ideal client to is because when you finish with them, remember, now you're a champion. Now they trust you. Now they've gotten results. You don't want them to then move on to somebody else that's going to whitewash everything that you did. At the same time, you want somebody when their people aren't quite ready to work with them yet that can bounce them to you, just like you bounce somebody to the person that worked before you, right? So you want those 3 types of people. Those are your aligned collaborators. Who's having ahas? I'm seeing some ahas, right? So aligned collaborators. I'm gonna give y'all a quick example and then we're gonna move on to the last one. Can I give y'all a quick example? Y'all want one quick example? Put a yes in the chat if y'all want a quick example. Here we go. The work that I do is I work with experts, specifically experts, right? The 2 things that experts need to know how to do before they can work with me as a collab strategist, because I put experts together so they can make magic happen. When I bring people together in order to do a summit, an event, to be referral partners, magic every time. But it's because I know what people need to have in order to be effective with the work that we do. And in order to get the most out of the work that my folks do with me, they have to have 2 things. 2 things. First thing is They have to have what we call a promotable offer. An offer, when I put them with another collab partner, they're going to say, yes, let's run this together. Yeah, I can easily refer this offer. Yes, this is something easy I can get somebody to buy in complement to something that they buy with me, right? So first is promotable offer. Second thing is they got to be able to sell. They got to be able to sell. You don't have to be a sales guru, right? But if I put you in a situation where it's a layup or alley-oop, I need to make sure that it's not gonna be a brick, right? I need to make sure that it's gonna be all net. So I need to make sure that if I put you in a situation, you can close the deal. Those are the two qualifications. You got to be able to sell. You got to have a promotable offer. Some people call that a signature offer. Because of that, I have strong collab partners who are sales coaches, right? Because if you're a sales coach and somebody comes to you and they can't sell, and then you teach them how to sell and they can sell really well now, what do you want to do? You want to put them in an environment or connect them to somebody that's going to connect them to other people that are going to make sure that they sell a lot of stuff, right? They're ready for events and stuff. So I get a lot of sales coaches that I work with. They're star pupils. They immediately recommend them to me because they want them to showcase their sales skills with their collab partners, right? And then the second is I work with business coaches who specifically help people to create signature offers. Why? Because once you've helped somebody create a signature offer, what do you want them to do? You want them to be in a position where they can get in front of more warm clients. And that's what I do through collabs. I help experts get in front of more warm clients by collaborating together. So I work really closely. I have collab partners that are sales coaches as well as business coaches that focus on signature offers. We do summits together. We do retreats together. We do lives together. We have programs where I am built into some of their program for their signature sales programs. Really, really strong collabs. So here's a question for you. Think about for you who those people are. Drop in the chat just one of those, just one idea of somebody that could work with your client before, during, or after. Drop one in the chat as we move on to our final C. Y'all ready for the final C? If you're ready for the final C, go ahead and put it ready in the chat. Your final C is your most obvious one. Your current clients. Your current clients need to be in your ecosystem. Why? Because they are a really great way for you to be able to get more of them. Now, keep in mind, this is why you need to know and have an avatar for your ideal and your dream clients. Because if you don't know what the avatar is for your dream client, there's a difference between a regular client and a dream client. You want to replicate your dream clients, right? So if you don't know what that avatar is, it's hard to get more of them. But if you do know who that is, what you want to do is you want to make sure that that dream client and that ideal client, that you are leveraging your relationship with them and their wins in order to get access to more of them. How do you do that? How can you do something like that? You can do that by shouting out your client wins on your social media platform. Saying, hey, listen, I want to shout out my client, blah, 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 because she had her first 100K cash month. You don't have to say anything about the fact that, like, you helped them get there, what strategy you use. Why? Because what happens when you tag somebody on your post? Who's going to come to your post? All the people from that person's timeline. And what do we know about birds of a feather? They flock together, right? So if you have a dream client and you shout them out and you tag them, all that folks gonna be like, yo, who just tagged Fancy? Oh, word, who just tagged Khadijah? Oh, Deanna, who's Deanna? What is she doing? And now what are they doing? They're going down the rabbit hole of your feed. They see that you are a trusted partner of this person. And the higher ticket you get when it comes to selling and when it comes to your offers, the more that people are going to take recommendations of trusted advisors as at least a first place to start when it comes to research. So by shouting your ideal clients out, by asking your ideal clients for testimonials about the work that you've done together, also by making sure that your ideal clients really and truly asking them for specific recommendations of people, asking them to refer people over to you. Think about when you go to a restaurant and you have a great time at that restaurant, you have good food. And if the maitre d' comes to you afterwards and said, hey, do you have friends that you would recommend to this restaurant? Of course, your belly is full, you're excited, the atmosphere is good. You're like, of course I would. But how many times do we miss out on those opportunities? So make sure that you're connected with your clients. What have we been talking about today, y'all? We've been talking about the only three people you need to have in your social media ecosystem or your networking ecosystem or whatever it may be in order to get in front of more dream clients. first person is going to be your champions. These are people that have influence and credibility with your ideal client. They will say your name in a room when you are not present. Second type of person are going to be your aligned collaborators. That's another C. Those are people who work with your ideal client before, during, and after you work with them in a way that enhances the work, right? You want to do joint events and things like that with them. And then finally, your dream and ideal clients. You want to make sure that they're in your ecosystem, because guess what? If they really and truly are dream clients, the closeness, right, to your next dream clients is very, very near, right? They're in proximity to your next dream client. Y'all tell me in the chat, which one of those are you going to tackle right now, tonight? I'm not saying tomorrow, tonight. Which one are you going to tackle tonight? You're going to connect with a champion, you're going to connect with a collaborator, or you're going to connect with a client? Yeah, current clients. That's an easy one, right, Khadijah? It's easy. That's an easy one. Y'all, my name is Deanna Jean. I'm your collab queen, and experts come to me when they are ready to enhance their visibility, their impact, and their revenue. But the experts that I work with, they want to do that by collaborating with other experts. And we do that in our Success Tribe. And I would love to invite you to actually have an opportunity to network with us in our Success Tribe. It's a paid collaboration container that is made up of BIPOC women who are intentionally focused on building collaborations and scaling their businesses together. We do life together. We do work together. We make 7 figures, 8 figures, 9 figures together. We want to bring each other up. We're all about collaboration over competition. I would love to invite you. If I invited you to network with us tomorrow, would you say yes? Let me know in the chat. If I invited you I comped you a guest pass to network with us tomorrow, would you say yes? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. If so, then I will drop some information. Yes. All right. Cool. Champions. Here we go. Cool. So, y'all, in the chat, thank you. In the chat, what you're going to do is you're going to text the letters 3 or the number 3 and then G. Sure. Absolutely. Text 3 and then G to this SMS texting number, and use the promo code. You're going to go and you're going to look for the guest pass option, and you'll see that guest pass is $55. But because you guys are here for Profit and Secure today, I'm going to comp it for you. Just go ahead and put in promo code VIP. Put in promo code VIP, and then you can work with us tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do a power hour of networking. We network together twice a month. You've never seen anything like it. We are the anti-BNI. So you'll love it. You'll enjoy it. I've enjoyed my time. That's all I have. I'm happy to answer questions if people have questions. But Fancy, that's all I got. I think Fancy's going to come back to us. But again, if y'all have questions, go ahead and drop them inside of the chat. Hey, there she is. Hey, Fancy.
Hey, look, I was trying to take the time to text. I have the event tomorrow, but then when I realized that it's during the day, I was like, oh, I can attend it. So I'm trying to take the time to text you, but I got to just copy the number. But this was really good, Deanna. I really enjoyed it. Like, I learned a lot, and it just made sense because it was something I had kind of already been thinking of. So, exactly, like, to hear it just kind of confirmed it. And I'm like, okay, so yeah, I do need to find more aligned collaborators. And just, also I could do better with shouting out my clients and so on as well. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be working on those things. So thank you. And also, where can they reach you? Can you drop that in the chat and then we can share it on the screen?
Absolutely. So I would love to see y'all actually in our Facebook group. That's the best way to catch me. That's where I spend a lot of time. And you just go to, did I put it in right? Yep, thesuccesstribe.com. If you go there, you get right into our Facebook group. And we have a summer expert series coming up. If you are interested in being a guest coach for our summer expert series, it gives you the opportunity to work with us and to network with us through the summer. You also get a spotlight, a 30-minute spotlight during one of our guest coaching weeks. It gets streamed to our Facebook group, our LinkedIn channels, and then also to that of all of our sponsors. The investment for that is $250. We would love to have y'all. And you can hear more about that inside of thesuccesstribe.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. And you all can see the Success Tribe on the screen. And of course, you can always watch the replay. So I'm gonna go ahead on and close out this session. And we will start the next session with Darren Adams of Keep, and I'll tell you all more about him when I start over.